So we're looking at the two independent events with calculations as a decimal in this one. So the question that we're looking at, you're given the probabilities as a decimal. So the probability of having a red at the first set of traffic lights is 0.4, which is given to us on the diagram. And then the second lot of traffic lights we have 0.3, again given on the diagram. So the first job is to complete that diagram. So to do that, we're going to add up to make 1. So I'm going to subtract that to give us 0.6, and that's going to go in there. And then the second section on the branch, we're going to do 1, take away the 0.3 to give us 0.7. And then the third branch is the same because there isn't any conditions on the probability of stopping at a traffic light. So that's going to be 0.3 and then 0.7 from the section above. We're then going to work out the probability of getting 2 red lights. So that means I'm looking at the branch of red and red. And I'm only looking at that section, so that's going to be 0.4 times by 0.3. And in this case that's 0.12. And that's the probability of both red, so that's 0.12, and that's the answer. So let's have a go at a similar question. So I've got a very similar question, I've just changed the numbers. So again, I'd like the probability of 2 reds. So I'd like you to pause the video, copy out the diagram and answer the question. Off you go. So hopefully you started with completing the tree diagram to start with. So that's going to be 0.4, 0.58, and then that's a repeating numbers. And then the probability of having both red, so I'm looking at red and red. So the calculation that I need to show is 0.6 times 0.42, which is 0.252. So the probability of both red lights is 0.252. You can write that as a fraction if you prefer as well. So let's have a go at some similar questions. So there's going to be 3 questions for you to complete. One is again very similar, and then it changes so you don't have the diagram, but the question diagram will be the same. You just have to copy it out as you go through. So I'm going to zoom in to the first question so you can pause the video and complete that question as before. And then moving it up, there are 2 more questions for you to have a go at. So again, pause the questions, label the diagram, and then answer the questions. So here are the answers for the final question. So on your progress check you should have the diagrams drawn out and completed correctly, and then your working out stated with your calculations, so you get the answers provided. So please make sure your action sheet is fully complete with any additional notes that you need. Otherwise this task is done. Well done, go on to the next one.